That old Karen-ass bitch better watch her fucking mouth. Hello everyone, Rip Van Winkle here. If you discovered this video, you most likely know well the famous successfully sold product that is Red Dead Redemption 2. Stylized Red Dead 2 for YouTube algorithmic feeds. Got him. Looking at you, boss man fuck the world. Anyhow, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the largest sold AAA titles in history, well behind its predecessor Grand Theft Auto 5, but it holds its own feat in the gaming industry, with an open-world sandbox far greater than the likes of Fallout 4, Mafia, Watch Dogs 2, or any other railroad titles. A video game known for its compelling story narrative and writing, both narrative and writing, topic titles from Rockstar games not far before it, such as Grand Theft Auto 5 and 4. In my opinion, the title's narrative peaks with the likes of The Last of Us and the infamous The Last of Us 2. By the way, it's worth the hours. But in this video is neither about my straightforward no agenda individual opinion or the games mentioned. You clicked this video for the vastness that is the Red Dead Redemption 2 genre. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a vastly extensive game, with details I'm currently putting in spotlight on the editing board. As of now, still. And the details you've definitely seen on your own time watching or playing the game, not to mention the extensive vastness that is such things as NPC conversation in towns, the wilderness, or the very popular and still discovered camp interactions and conversations. What I love so much about this game, one of the things definitely, is the conversations people give depending on your moral ambiguity, or actions that are in the world you share with the individuals, such as Miss Grimshaw commenting on my asshole-like actions with the controller, like stealing a treasure map from a hombre off a cliff next to Blackwater, or roaming the woods. Yes, this is actually a thing. It is commented towards me for confronting a pedophile or firing my arms on a naked man roaming the woods. That is also actually a thing in the game. I swear it is. Go see for yourself. Miss Grimshaw even commented to me about me confronting a pedophile, or firing my arms on a naked man roaming the woods. Yes, that is in the game as well, because she caught word of me attacking someone shit-talking me in a bar. Guy totally deserved it though. It's like every single time I enter the Lemoyne Saloon, there's a group of, what do you call them, Lemoyne Raiders, yeah. Fucking jackasses. They always have to say some witty rhetoric about my stumbled masculine beard or my glorious giant Johnson. But anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a huge game, compiling so much narration from the living that content creators to this day are still discovering dialogue that half of us haven't even heard of yet. In this video, I won't be dragging on about nonsense for 10 minutes. I know why you clicked the video, and I will be giving you some content from Red Dead Redemption 2. Some of the stuff you have never heard of. Not many have heard of this stuff, or stuff you already know. Possibly. Everything's possible. But I'm not going to repeat the same shit over in my video, or in future episodes. In this video, I'll give you what you came for. If you knew a topic that I give you, then I want you to destroy that dislike button like a suburban cop does to his wife off shift. For my returning subscribers, this is my glorious voice. You're welcome. But you probably have heard that in my creepypasta parody if you've been around the channel for a long time. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for the 1,000 subscribers. The following information has been compiled on my computer from Reddit. I have saved this information in case Rockstar were to, for some reason, dismantle this information. It's not exactly an issue in my opinion, considering the fact Rockstar released this add-on to the franchise 2 years back, but Rockstar is a AAA developer, and AAA developers do that stuff from time to time. Well, they aren't Bethesda, but I'm ranting. This video is meant to get straight to the point, with no fluffers, so let's do this, bruv. The following information, like I said, has been excuse me? My dog. It's been provided to the public via Reddit, the same site that someone charged me with a terrorist threat from. I wish that was a joke. The information was posted by a user by the name of Cultural Strawberry, weird names, which is actually deleted. Forgot to mention that. So yeah, this is a ton, and I mean a ton of information. So yeah, no wonder this got deleted. However, I am providing information, so I will get it somewhere. It was originally posted by that guy, but another Rockstar employee. Makes sense now that I think about it, because people love information they don't know, and Rockstar is infamous for its malpractice, honestly. They are infamous for pushing hours on employees and treating them like shit, so I get the gist of that. The other Rockstar employee who posted this was the guy that had posted the information that I have provided right now. It's provided in my description. Do not ask for a source like an idiot, because I have given you the instruction on how to find this source of information. So go to the description if you want the information. I'm not going to tell you again. Link in the description. A user by the name of Urban Manic recently posted the following, and I quote, "Hi, I worked at Rockstar on Red Dead Redemption 2 for a little over 6 years, and felt like talking about some of the stuff that was removed from the game for one reason or another. This is going to be a pretty long list, and most of it is from memory, and will spoil a lot of the story in the final product. You've been warned. Also, some of this stuff may contradict other things, because we had to basically remake the game from the ground up multiple times in a lot of areas." Now, as you can see, this employee of Rockstar was with the development team from the start, so get your salt grinder ready to enlighten your taste buds, but keep in mind what I applied. He was on the project from the start, so what I will read off will be in my words for the guy that is, he's not so phenomenal at grammar, so I would rather you not have a stroke reading the words that don't make any sense, so here we go. Everything's going to be put up, by the way, in case you want to read it as well, unless it's going to go decent with the video, because I doubt you want to watch me ride a horse all video. Kind of spoiled that one, but here we go. Let me just get this out. I read this a few days ago, and sometimes I wanted to jam my dick in the coffee table, I'm telling you. I'll be reading off all of this, so with that said, get your dildos ready, get your apron on, and grab your lover's ass, because this is going to be quite a read. Quite a ride for the females, my man. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but it sounded good. Alright. The original concept of the game was supposed to be that it now I'm butchering. It went from 1877 when Arthur joined Hosea and Dutch, till the gang broke up in 1899. Then you had the epilogues. A lot of the events before 1899 we had planned to turn into expository dialogue or put in 1899. Excuse me. There were going to be 2 epilogues based on if you got the coyote or the buck. The buck would have you play as John Marston as he built Beecher's Hope. The coyote would have you play as Dutch as he formed his gang of Native Americans. I remember that one from the first game. Played that recently. Great game. The idea was that a low-honored player could go around robbing and killing people while it wouldn't be out of character, and it would also encourage more playthroughs. See, I like this idea. Something along the lines of what Fallout New Vegas would allow, not regarding morality alone, but the moral gray factions you could help assist in the Mojave. It's a phenomenal idea, and it's a shame it was written off. I would assume was due to, like, crunch time and development. Originally, you were supposed to be able to have gang members ride with you in the open world. You could only control the three protagonists, though. That would be Hosea, Dutch, Arthur, and if you were a buck, John, Sadie, and Charles. If you were a coyote, it would be Javier, Bill, and Dutch. Javier and Bill were supposed to have been working with Dutch and loyal to him up until Dutch drove them off with his paranoia sometime after the epilogue. But before 1911, Sadie and Charles were supposed to have parted with John at some point between the games. Micah was originally far less antagonistic or unlikable. His only real trait was that he liked to act like a yes man to Dutch even when Dutch was doing something stupid. He was from some rich family and chose to follow Dutch because he romanticized the outlaw lifestyle. This put him at odds with the destitute people who had to adapt to a harsh environment that made up for the majority of the gang. He was always sort of pegged as an outsider for it. He's so loyal to Dutch because he admires him, and is afraid without Dutch's intervention, he'd be kicked out or killed. After the Saint Denis job, he starts ratting because he thinks Dutch is going to hurt people and has no dream of founding a society for them, which is true. But Dutch still kills him for it at the end alongside Arthur, succumbing to his tuberculosis, or getting executed by Dutch as he lay lying. And of course, if you don't know, this is if he has low morality, basically. This was changed because playtesters liked that Micah too much for him to be a traitor. We changed everything, even giving him evil-looking hair. I suppose blonde hair is evil. I don't know what he means by that, but hey, no idea of the context in that. Kind of find it out. He mentions Dutch going mad after the failed Saint Denis trolley job, because the trolley crash is an idea created by us, the community, and Rockstar has never confirmed this. Maybe they have, but I doubt it. Definitely sounds pandering to catching eyes, but I'd like to not discount the supposed employee of Rockstar Games over just this. We have some unique information so far, in my opinion. It's sounding pretty good. Even if it's all bull, it's good to read at the end of the day, but let's just say it's real and go on here. Maybe he can redeem himself by giving us some real good material. Arthur was supposed to be bisexual. The Rockstar trolling. And he could pursue a sort of tragic romance with Charles, and was originally supposed to admit to being gay if you got close to him. It was only after you learned about the tuberculosis, so Arthur was okay admitting his attraction to other men because he knew he was going to be able to die anyways. But he'd write this in his diary about being sexually confused throughout the game. That got removed because you can only get gay stereotypes in the mainstream media. Okay. There were originally a lot more guns and customization in the game. You were supposed to be able to unlock period-accurate guns that Ty advanced to get the new service revolver, which had the double actions rate of fire, but the accuracy and firepower of the Cattleman, which is the Colt 45, by the way, in case you wonder. You'd be able to get the speed loaders for most weapons. The carbine repeater still uses it as its default reload. I remember we had a semi-automatic rifle you unlocked during the epilogue, along with the M1903 Army rifle, the high-power pistol, and the semi-automatic shotgun. These were removed mainly because they wanted the weapons to be more unique, and they felt a lot more redundant. The repeaters and revolvers you get in the game are almost exclusively the weapons that were supposed to be available from the start in the original 1877 and 1899 story, because we modeled those first for the major rework. Wow, so a lot of the time appropriate guns for appropriate times. I know gun reviewers nitpick over this exactly. I do as well, especially with the automatic Mauser being way too early in the game. They could have gotten away with this far, far, far more easily if it was introduced later, like 1907. I'm pretty sure that weapon was created. I have no idea, so don't take me on this, but it's probably like 1920, but in 1907, you could get away with it. It's interesting. There are also 3 different fully modeled tripod-mounted machine guns cut. We had the Colt 1895, and 2 different models of Gatling guns. A Civil War era one like in Red Dead Redemption, and a more modern one developed a few years before the real machine guns. When you hear someone call a machine gun a Gatling gun, that's because the dialogue was re-recorded for a scene with the Gatling gun. Also, you'd fire the Gatling guns faster by spamming the fire button. I can see that feature. The upgraded one could actually fire faster than the machine guns if you had a good trigger finger. Wow, so this guy is definitely a game developer. You can tell by the way he words and contextualizes these topics. He even knows about particular cut dialogue regarding a Gatling gun. So, reloading guns, such as revolvers and repeaters, was a lot slower to encourage players to duel and give the automatic pistols an advantage to compensate for the lower damage and accuracy. Players would just turn on Deadeye for a moment and get an instant reload with the revolvers, so we made them reload a lot faster. It's why the animations look so strange on the revolvers. We had to cut out certain parts to make them load faster without giving the gunslinger Superman speed. Superhuman speed. I thought I'd point this out because I saw a lot of videos complaining about the Cattleman's reload. Yes, I can't stand the reload speed. I like this particularly. I could understand if this was Borderlands where you could just adjust your points to amplify your reload skill, but in a game striving for realism, the reloading on handguns is close to atrocious. Especially with an arms amateur such as myself. The way Arthur reloads the Cattleman is so fast. You can only imagine the shells burning his hand and his fingers. I wish there was a slower reload speed. I love when there is accurate reload speed in games because it makes the terrible Let's players like Jeff Fabiano, trying to figure out his name there, it's way up in my head, look even more like fucking hilarious, you know? I mean, realize this. It would push you to take cover, make accurate shots, bring the right arms, maintain your weapons, make the right call on the battlefield. I'm into that sort of thing, like you would not believe. I don't like the type of stupid video game difficulty, but I love when a game implements realistic-esque difficulty to the experience. Dude, that's why I play with realistic weapon damages, the mod, for Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim.
Now they do take a lot more damage, it is true. As you can see. But they're not doing a huge amount to me, they even hit me there.
Well, it's not called that for Skyrim, it's a different user on the Nexus, and it's a different mod name, but you get me. Forget about that and let's move on here. The reason there was so much effort put into horse genitals was because you originally had a group of horses you kept at the camp, and you could breed horses. To get the best horses, you had to have them reproduce. The Dr. P. Richardson were so you could identify the stallions visually instead of having to rely on a star card. It's why the mares don't have vaginas, since they already don't have a penis. Wow, big brain. That's some big brain time there, buddy. The Count, Dutch's albino Arabian mount, was originally the best horse in the game that you could get only by breeding. Wow, dude, that's awesome as fuck. I find horses intriguing, and this gives me that vibe from that Star Stable online knockoff game that copies Star Stable Online, where you can breed your horses. The only reason people fucking play that game. Another highly realistic feature that would have been bombed to implement in the final product. What a shame. It's funny. I used to date a chick that was into horses, dude. She would have the big coon if she played that game with that shit. Dude, horsey girls, man, you let them down, Rockstar. Go take your time out in the quarter, little man. Come on, dude. Big shame. Go feature though. There were originally intended to be more areas to the map. You could go to stand-ins for the southwestern states with a Mormon-dominated region, along with stand-ins for Southern California, San Diego, California, Nuevo Paradiso was going to make a return. I love that place. Recently played the first game. Highly recommended for the gameplay. Voice acting is balls though. Come get me. And New Hanover had more towns based off cities in the land border with Mexico above the size of Blackwater based on El Paso. There was a note underlined twice that said, "Nothing should be named after a location in Grand Theft Auto." Oh man, I love that tidbit. Definitely something you'd hear in the Bethesda studios or something. Most of what this guy says is very understandable. Crunches are a part of game development. That's one reason I could never develop a AAA title, man. Having all those amazing ideas, only for a majority of them to be exiled from existence, all because someone doesn't fill it, you know? Cock-blocked, but, like, artist-blocked. The Neo-Confederates were going to be present across over half the map, and there was going to be an alliance of 3 Neo-Confederate gangs. The decidedly anti-slavery and egalitarian Vanderlands would naturally be at conflict with white supremacists. The Lemoyne Raiders were the remnants of that. The Del Labo gang were originally intended to operate out of Mexico and small portions of Armadillo. Like I said earlier in this video, for you bad gals and girls out there who made veteran difficulty by getting this far through this much time in the video, you know by now my take on the Lemoyne Raiders. Dude, every time I enter that town, those shrunk heads stir up some shit up, dude. Fun fact, this isn't cut content, or not known to many, but for those who don't know Lemoyne and its areas, it's basically based off Tennessee and Alabama. There's a couple Rockstar employees who kind of invalidate this thing, but and there's tons of maps on Reddit that you can find. It's very interesting. Explains why I get so irritated by the place. It's just the inbreeding, my guy. It's like an what does Arthur say? It's like an inbred reteller in Romeo and Juliet. A large number of fish were also removed for being redundant or not fitting with the setting as they got rid of the sea. They didn't want you to have to spend an hour in the same region trying to catch one type of fish and getting bites from every other type of fish that shared the same bait preference and region. Dude, I'll just say one thing. Me and General Sammy Boy have got one thing in common. Your daughters, my guy. But man, you don't even know. Fishing gets a bad rap because it sounds all hillbilly and shit. But in all honesty, like, well, maybe it's because I'm older, but I appreciate it, you know? Like coffee with a little creamer and milk and sugar. It's bitter. It's better. That sounded inbred as fuck. Jesus Christ. Eater. It's got a bite, you know, but once you get older, you become to appreciate it. That's why, yeah, you know, once you get older with coffee, you know, you get to appreciate it. That's what she said. Got him. Anyway, seriously, they implemented fishing so well in this game. It's the tits, my guy. The fishing in Red Dead Redemption 2 is, for the most part, pretty fair. You can get out one day and not catch a damn thing. Like, you can't catch anything, despite lures, locations, scent cover, bait, nothing. But some days, you can go and catch decent takes, like Pokemon, for instance. I know that's an odd take, but it's a fair analogy, trust me. Like, the more patient you are, the rare ones come for you, you know? You get that shiny fish Pokemon, if you know what I'm saying? Switch to first person, go fishing, dude. Better than hunting by a long shot. But with that, I'm going to wrap this video up, guys. I told you it would be a ride, and the best part for you is this isn't even it. I still have a lot of discussion to cover, and to be real, I don't think I'll have enough game footage to continue this. So if you see something odd thrown in, just know, you know, I might throw something in if I run out of game footage. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an extensive game, and with a lot of AAA titles like Skyrim, that's a phenomenal example regarding this. Just look at the developer response. Like, that was like at an E3 one year, whatever year that was. I think it was regarding Special Edition release where they made a music video and put in all the cut content. I truly believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 has way more cut content than Skyrim ever did. They inserted a lot, and they removed, in my opinion, a lot more than they introduced. That is the sad reality of the gaming industry. You know, but that's the grind, I suppose. Talos Guide those guys, man. If you knew a single thing in this video, smash that dislike like I did your mom that one summer barbecue, my dude. And caress that like button. Caress it. If you enjoyed this video, like your uncle caressed your cargo shorts at that other family barbecue you don't like to talk about with your friend Ricky Thomas. Because Ricky Thomas got tickled by that priest your uncle plays disc golf with in his Speedo. But, that's kind of awkward, my dude. Little peepee. With that said, guys, if you're interested in part 2, that thing's coming. You know what to do. I don't even need to say it. You want to stick around, stick around. I have more posts to come in the near future. Keep your Charmin Ultra Soft close. Keep your World War I masks on, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Watch out for the